Okay, thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for clicking the little bell. Now, today, yeah, sorry. Welcome to another episode of What's Going On? What's Going On? Man, I need to make a theme song. I mean, I know I can't use the actual song What's Going On, that famous one from like 10, 15 years ago. Remember that one? That it was like a fundraiser or something for all the people in all the poor countries or some shit like that. Let's move this down a tad right there. Now, I want to start with this. The funniest part of Marilyn Manson, well, hashtag Marilyn Manson, is his supporters wanting to be nice and respectful about this debate. Meanwhile, Evan Rachel Wood supporters literally want to cancel people's lives. Taking the high road is a weakness that takes pain to learn from. Now, when I said that, of course, the word weakness, people are going to be thinking I'm criticizing the people on my own team. I'm not. I'm letting y'all know you have to understand who these people are. The people on Evan Rachel Wood's side, they're not respectful people. Okay? Like I'm not a respectful person, but when you use that word respectful, what that means is like I curse, and I use vulgar language, I guess, and I talk about, sex and boobs and stuff like that. That's what I talk about. So that's vulgar. These people aren't vulgar, man. These people will cancel your life. They will bring down your entire existence. That's what they'll do. Understand that. And that's what you're going up against. So when I say weakness, don't be like, oh, you're talking shit about Marilyn Manson supporters. No, I'm not, dude. I'm trying to make you understand that thinking you're going to go into this arena of culture war, because that's what it is. It's a culture war, and sorry, people hate it when I say that, but it's true. Thinking you're going to go into this arena of culture war and just debate and be high road and be above board, dude, no. These people will ruin your life. They will go low, and then when you fall because they hit you low, they'll keep on going low. They don't care about you. They don't even care about Evan Rachel Wood, man. They know that she's lying. You have to understand that. They have no moral compass. These people don't give a fuck. All they care about is proving that Marilyn Manson was the abuser. Period. They don't care what they have to do. They don't care whose life they have to ruin. They don't care. So while you try, and this is a message to the Marilyn Manson supporters, while you try to be high road and try to be above board, these people will go right behind your back, call your boss, and get you fired from your day job. That's what they'll do. Understand that. See? So let's move over to this. Now, we all know this thread. I've already roasted this thread, but look at how many likes and retweets it got. This is what you're going up against right there. And this whole thread, this entire thread was lies, dude. The whole thread was based on everything that was in the documentary. Excuse me. The entire thing, the whole thing was based on bullshit. And look how much engagement it got. Millions and millions of clicks. 109,000 likes, 45,000 retweets, almost 46,000. That's what you're going up against, and you think that you're going to make a splash against these people by being nice and respectable? Dude, they went after Colonel Kurtz. She's like the nicest woman ever from all the, well, at least that's what I think from all the videos I've seen of her. She's the nicest person ever. She seems like such a nice woman. That's what she seems like. They don't care. They don't care that she's a nice person. They don't care that she's being respectful. She doesn't curse. She doesn't like try and go after people. They don't give a fuck, man. They're going after her now. Why? Because she's one of the loudest voices. She has all these interviews. She has so much content to bring down Evan Rachel Wood. But she's also a nice person, you see? So you'd think, oh, well, maybe they'll be respectful and maybe they'll go by the rules of war and not fuck with people that really aren't that type. No, man, no. They do not care what you do. They don't care who you are. All they care about is one simple thing: proving that Marilyn Manson is the abuser. And it's all a means to an end. They don't care if they have to ruin your entire life. They will do it. So now let's go into these. This is from Evan Rachel Wood's story. And I swear, every single time I read stuff from her stories, it just gets worse and worse. I swear it totally does. So now look at these. This is from, hey, I know you've been abused and whatever, but can you please express your grief, anger, terror, and heartbreak in a way that's much smaller, apologetic, and makes me more comfortable? Thanks. The world to survivors. Evan Rachel Wood, I just don't want you to lie. All of us, we just don't want you to lie. That's it. We're not telling you, oh, well, can you please be much smaller, apologetic, and make me feel more comfortable? Nobody's telling you that. Why are you coming up with this bullshit on your own? People just don't want you to lie to them. What is the problem with that? Is it that difficult for you to not lie? That now you're coming out, and this is another one. She's been doing this now for a little while now, ever since she had her whole blow up on her page, because she's going through this every day now. We're seeing new stuff on her stories. You see? So she's freaking out all the time. First, remember she tried to distance herself from Amber Heard, which means basically she was blaming Amber Heard in some way. Now she's blaming everybody else. See? But it's very simple, Evan. We don't care about, oh, whatever, but can you please express your grief, anger, terror, and heartbreak in a way that's much smaller, apologetic, and makes me feel more comfortable? Dude, just don't lie to me. That's all that we're all asking. Just don't lie to us. Why is that so difficult? Now, this one's next. If I am silent about an issue, it isn't because I don't care or don't have an opinion. It's because right now I am a target. I am a threat to power. Dude, threat to power. You are the power. You had a documentary on HBO, dude. You sat in front of the California Senate, dude. You sat in front of Washington Congress, Washington, D.C., dude. You're the power, Evan Rachel Wood. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Marilyn Manson hasn't even been able to speak this whole time. He hasn't even put out anything on his Twitter or on his Instagram. Everything that has come out of Marilyn Manson's mouth ever since this whole thing started has been legal. What are you talking about? I am a threat to power? You want me to tell you who's a threat to power? People like that umbrella guy. People like, I believe the dude is DUI or something guy, another one of those guy things that they also criticize Amber Heard and Evan Rachel Wood. Those guys, people like me, people like Colonel Kurtz. We're the threats to power because we're out here sitting in front of a camera and we're telling the truth. And you don't like that, Evan. You're the power. And I will tell the truth. When? When, dude? When are you going to tell the truth? When, dude? You're never going to tell the truth, man. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, my God. That scares people. What? Let's go ahead and change this. And I will lie to everyone's face, and that pisses people off. How about that? That'll probably work better for you. That'll probably work much better for you. Instead of, and I will tell the truth, and it scares. Dude, you haven't told the truth one fucking time. One time. There isn't any truth to anything that you've said. Every single part of your story, Evan, is a lie. All the way back to the first fucking time you met him. You say that you were a child and he groomed you, and you were 18 years old. What are you talking about? Oh my God. If I am silent, it's because if I lend my voice to certain issues, it will do more harm than good because the press will take... What? You're bringing the press right now? The mainstream media are the people holding you up, dude. The press are the people holding you up, dude. What are you talking about? This entire story has been nothing but crap. What are you talking about? The press will take what I say and crudely manipulate the truth. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's true. The truth. Her truth. Because Evan Rachel Wood is one of those people that says, well, my truth. My truth. I only talk my truth. Dude, by design to weaken and scare survivors everywhere. Look, I've said it before. 80%, 75% of my channel is women, and most of them, if not all, are domestic violence survivors. What the and they don't agree with you, bro. They don't agree with you. They don't like you. They know that you're lying as well, just like Amber Heard. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck? I have to be extremely careful. Well, you haven't. You haven't been. You haven't been extremely careful in a very long time. You're just spouting words, saying whatever you want. You really don't give a fuck. You haven't done anything carefully. So now you're blaming the press. And then what was it, last week you blamed Amber Heard. You know, it's only a matter of time that you start blaming everybody else, Evan. It's only a matter of time. You're gonna run out of people to blame, dude. Blame yourself. I mean, and you're at the point right now where Amber Heard was about 3 months ago. Okay, where you could come out, Evan, and you could say, yes, look, I'm sorry, I apologize, I know what I did was wrong, I was horrible for doing what I did, I shouldn't have lied about Marilyn Manson. And you want to know what? Your own people, your own fans will be like, well, yeah, she might have lied and everything, but she apologized, so it's okay. Dude, just come out and apologize. Just come out and say you were wrong, and it was all fake, Evan. People will forgive you right now. Right now. Amber Heard is at the point where she can't come back. She has to stay over there now. She has to live this way the whole rest of her life. She has no choice. She can't come out and be like, well, look, I'm sorry, I apologize. You know, everything that happened with Johnny, it was all one big scam, and I just didn't want to get evicted from my penthouse. No, dude, she's over. Amber Heard is over. Unless she changes her name and starts producing movies and nobody ever knows who she is, which she's probably already doing if she's smart because, you know, she's got money. She's got money. I don't give a fuck about any of those articles saying, oh, Amber's broke. Bullshit. That woman has money. So now with this, I mean, coming back to this, this is the part that got me. It's because right now I am a target. I am a threat to power. Evan Rachel Wood, I want to end it on this, and I want you to look me in the eyes, Evan. You're the power, okay? We read this book, okay, Scum, Society for Cutting Up Men, okay? Go watch my video, Evan. I read it, okay? And we're still going to read the rest of it, but go watch the video that I did do. In that book, it literally says, an oppressor is someone that can get away with actions that the other people can't get away with. Evan, you took your child from your ex-husband. Well, I don't know if it was ex-husband, fine. You took your child from their father. You took that child from their father. If the father would have done what you did, Evan, he'd be in prison right now. So by the definition of the feminist book, Scum, Society for Cutting Up Men, you're the oppressor, Evan. You are the oppressor. So now today, let's get into, we got 3 declarations. It's going to be a big day, and they are rather short. They are rather short, so we're going to be able to get into them. And I want to really go word by word. So we're going to do Brighton Gore first, and then we're going to do Brian Warner, and we're going to end it with the Evan Rachel Wood. And we've also already read the Evan Rachel Wood on one of my earlier videos, but I want to do it again because you never can comb through these things too many times. So let's start off with Brighton Gore. I, Brighton Gore, declare as follows. Hold on, let's get a little zoom action. The following facts are within my personal knowledge, and if called as a witness herein, I can and will completely testify hereto. Ashley Gore, aka Ilma Gore, scissor sister, is my identical twin sister. Oh, that's gotta suck. Poor Brighton. Poor Brighton. That sucks for you. Until approximately June 21, I was living in Australia. In 19 and 2020, I regularly kept in touch with Ilma. She told me she was dating actress Evan Rachel Wood. In or around April 21, Ilma traveled to Australia and stayed with me, my daughters, and my roommate. Ilma told me the purpose of her visit was to help me move to the United States in summer 21. We had discussed me wanting to rejoin our family members who lived in the United States. During this trip to Australia, I witnessed Ilma using an iPad Pro. Ilma told me she borrowed the iPad Pro from our cousin Madeline Dintz, who lived in the United States, because Ilma's own iPad had been damaged by Wood's son, Jack. She told me her broken iPad was in the United States. In or around April to May 21, I was sitting next to Ilma in the sunroom of my house while she was on a call with Wood over the speakerphone. Ilma told me it was Wood on the phone. During this call, Wood said that there was something wrong with the FBI letter. So you're trying to tell me you were discussing illegal things, a forged FBI letter, and you're just discussing that on speakerphone. A forged FBI letter, and you're discussing that on speakerphone. These are not good criminals. These are just rich, white, entitled women trying to get back at their ex-boyfriend. Wood said that there was something wrong with the FBI letter and that she needed Ilma to send her a copy. This call was tense and Ilma appeared unnerved. Ilma was using the iPad Pro. I witnessed Ilma use the Procreate app, a graphics editing tool I was familiar with, to transfer a signature fraud to transfer a signature from one document onto what appeared to be a letter from a federal law enforcement agent. Watching this was alarming, so I asked Ilma what she was doing. She said the letter was from the Federal Bureau of Investigation and it was okay. She said, I know the agent and I have her number. Oh my God. Wow. When Ilma was finished working on the letter, I watched her send it back to Wood. In June 21, my daughters and I moved to the United States from Australia. We first stayed in Oregon with Dintz's mother. In or around July 21, we moved into a house in Watsonville, California with Dintz. Ilma previously told me in about May 21 that she wanted to move in with me and Dintz, although Ilma was living in LA. In or around July 21, Ilma began staying with us in Watsonville after she told me she had a conflict with her roommate in LA and was moving out. Around this time, September 21, a number of Ilma's items and furniture were delivered to the house by truck. I first saw the broken iPad while Ilma was staying with us in Watsonville. Ilma gave me the iPad and told me it was a gift for my daughters. A broken iPad is a gift? What a dick. The screen was cracked and it did not power on. Oh. Thanks, Auntie. Thank you, Auntie. I really appreciate the gift, Auntie. What a dick, man. I put the broken iPad away for safekeeping until I could afford to or figure out how to fix it. During this time, I observed Ilma continuing to use Dintz's iPad Pro. In or around September 21, living with Ilma became intolerable. Ilma vacated the house, saying that she was going on a work trip to Florida. She did not come back. Ilma left behind various items, furniture, and boxes at the house. She took Dintz's iPad Pro with her. She did not take the broken iPad that she had gifted to me and my daughters. When Ilma left, there was no doubt in my mind that the broken iPad belonged to me. In or around October to November 21, I attempted to get the broken iPad running. I did not get the screen fixed because it was too expensive. However, I plugged the broken iPad into a weaker power source, not the wall jack, which I thought may help it get powered up. It worked and the broken iPad powered up. Over the years, Ilma shared her iCloud credentials with me so that I could use her account and Apple devices. I opened the iPad with these credentials once it was powered up so I could use it. What I saw on the broken iPad horrified me. Among other things, I saw emails and draft emails that were purportedly written and or sent by me, which I never drafted, authorized, or sent. And social media posts and draft posts purportedly written by me, which I never drafted, authorized, or posted. I also saw a number of items on the broken iPad relating to Wood. the Phoenix Act, and Brian Warner, PKA Marilyn Manson, who I knew was Wood's ex-significant other. One item I saw on the broken iPad was a screenshot of a text conversation on the Signal app between Wood and Ilma. A true and correct copy of that screen. Okay, yeah. The screenshot was dated December 20th, 2020. The conversation dated Sunday, November 22nd, November 22, fell on a Sunday in 2020, was between someone named Alabama, which is Evan Rachel Wood, on one hand, and someone who said that 424-489-1211 is my new number. On the other hand, I know this is Ilma's phone number because I use the same number to call her. As described further below, I understand that Alabama is Wood. Ilma told me she referred to Wood as Alabama, and I witnessed and took part in conversations over the Signal app in which Wood used the nickname Alabama. 14. In this conversation, Wood stated, "Here is the letter, to whom it may concern." Now, we're going to read it even though we all know what it means. We all know what it says, excuse me. "Please be advised that Miss Evan Rachel Wood is one of the primary witnesses in connection with an impending criminal prosecution in L.A. involving an international and well-known public figure. We have advised Miss Wood that in our opinion it is her and her family's best interest not to be in L.A. at the time of this individual's arrest and the criminal proceedings. The safety of Miss Wood and her son Jack, as well as the other victims and their families, are of utmost concern during this time. What you think?" Ilma responded, "It's good. I don't know about the letter stating the arrest before it happens." This is not something that you're supposed to do. I mean, I'm not saying like in general, because of course this is illegal, but this is not something you're supposed to do in front of people. You're not. This is something you're supposed to do in a dark room. You're supposed to be a criminal. You're supposed to be a real criminal. You go into a dark room, or you go into someone's office, or you go like to a library or something where nobody's around. And that's where you do shit like that, and why are they like this? Because they think that this Brighton Gore person wouldn't ever come out against them. That's probably exactly why. Another item I saw on the broken iPad was an image of an undated letter purportedly written and signed by Michelle Langer of the Federal Violent Crimes Department. Dun dun. Dude, the Federal Violent Crimes Department will just bring out Olivia Benson right now, SVU. Just bring her out. That's what that sounds like. That's exactly what that sounds like. Dun dun. Jeez. The letter stated, "To whom it may concern, please be advised that Miss Evan Rachel Wood is a key witness in connection to a criminal investigation in Los Angeles, California, involving an international and well-known public figure. The safety of Miss Wood, her family, other victims, and of their families are of the utmost concern during this time. Contact for more information regarding the safety and victims of human and sex trafficking crimes." This is the problem here. Like, do you have any idea what real consequences come along with forging an FBI letter? We're talking about real time, real federal time here. This isn't like, oh, you just go to county and then they lock you up and they put you in handcuffs and then they take your picture or something. No, dude, this is a federal fucking crime that they did here. These women have some balls. You have to understand that. That's real shit right there. This letter looked very similar to the one I witnessed Ilma work on in or around April to May 21, when I saw her transfer a signature from one document to another and send the finished letter to Wood. Another item I saw on the broken iPad was an image of a document titled Federal Bureau of Investigation Receipt for Property, dated December 18th, 2020. A true and correct copy of that Exhibit C. Okay. At the bottom of the document, next to received from is Ilma's name and a signature, and next to received by is the name Elizabeth Farrell and a signature. This appeared to be the same document and the same signature for Farrell that I saw Ilma use in or around April to May 21 to alter the letter she sent to Wood. This image also reminded me of a conversation I had with Ilma in approximately December 20, in which she told me she was investigating Warner. The FBI was involved. The investigation was getting serious. Serious investigation and serious were both in quotes. And accordingly, she expected to be very busy. Another thing I saw on the broken iPad were at least two images of a checklist. One checklist was blank, the others were filled in. A true and correct copy, okay, Exhibit D. Another series of items I saw on the broken iPad were pictures of emails, text messages from Ashley Walters that contained email addresses, social media logins, passwords, addresses, social security numbers, and other personal information about Warner. I'm not going to get angry, but hearing that makes me so angry. So fucking angry. This woman, and I know that came from Smashly. That was her stupid name. That came from Ashley Walters. All those things came from Ashley Walters because she always had access to his personal shit. So you know all of that. All of that. Okay. Well, let's read it again. Let's see on the media, social media logins, passwords, addresses, social security numbers, and other personal information about Warner. All of that was from Walters, guaranteed. A personal assistant, oh yeah, they know all that shit. Around this time, I also looked through the items Ilma had left in the garage upon leaving for Florida, including unorganized and or crumpled stacks of papers and other trash. One item I saw in these discarded materials was a piece of paper covered with what appeared to be my sister's Ilma's handwriting, which I recognized. A true and correct copy of that document is Exhibit E. Another item I saw with these discarded materials was a notebook filled with what appeared to be my sister Ilma's handwriting, which I recognized. And that's Exhibit E. In or around early November 21, I participated in a phone call over the Signal app with Wood Dintz and Dintz's mother. We used Dintz's phone. I observed that Wood's Signal nickname was Alabama. There it is right there. So you just put those two together very easily. I recognized her voice and she identified herself as Wood. Wood wanted to discuss what had happened while Ilma was living at our house. According to Wood, Gore said I had died 3 months prior. I said I was not dead. What the fuck? The conversation moved to what I saw on the broken iPad and in Ilma's discarded items. I told Wood that I had seen a letter purportedly written about her by an FBI agent, and earlier that year I witnessed Ilma doctor the same or a similar letter. In other words, that I knew the letter was a fake. These kind of things only happen in movies. That's why it makes, like, whenever I read this, it's so unbelievable. It's so unbelievable that somebody thinks they're going to do these things and get away with them. You see, it's like when you hear that, you literally, in your head, you view like a movie or something. Of course, a Lifetime movie, like straight to TV movie, you know, Lifetime or Hallmark or some kind of shit like that. But just reading this, it just takes me out of this world that we're living in. And I can't believe these people are now being shown as the victims, dude. The victims. It's so incredible to me. Wood's response shocked me. She said the letter was so important to her work against Warner and told me to think of what would happen to her and the victims if this ever got out to the media. I offered to send Wood or her attorneys these materials, but she declined. I declare under penalty of perjury. Hold on. We're not just gonna gloss over that. We need to fucking hear the whole thing. 25. The conversation moved to what I saw on the broken iPad and in Ilma's discarded items. I told Wood that I had seen a letter supposedly written about her by an FBI agent, and earlier that year I witnessed Ilma doctor the same or a similar letter. In other words, that I knew the letter was fake. Wood's response shocked me. She said the letter was so important to her work against Warner and told me to think of what would happen to her and the victims if this ever got out to the media. Case closed? Right there? Case closed. That's it. Literally, right there. The case is over. Fraud, right there. This is absolutely insane. But the biggest issue that I have with all of this, like I said just a little while ago, is that these people have done all of these things. They have lied. They have obviously forged things. They have taken FBI agents' information. They've used FBI agents' information. Real ones, by the way. It's not like that would be one thing, right? If like they made these things and they made a letter and then they like made up someone's name, they made up a phone number, you know, because it's all just made up and forged. No, they didn't do that. The FBI person that they used for this was a real person. So, in other words, these criminals, these white entitled women, are so stupid. They used a real person that you'd be able to tie back to them. So instead of something where it's like, oh, well, let me call that number. Let me figure out who whatever Langer is, Michelle Langer, right? It was something like that. Instead of, oh, well, let me call that number and let me ask for Michelle Langer, and nobody's there. That name doesn't even exist. Instead of that way you'd have no loose ends. They literally use a real person with a real number for fraud. For fraud. That just shows you what type of criminals white entitled women we're dealing with. Okay, so now we are going to go into the declaration of Brian Warner. I, Brian Warner, declare as follows. The following facts are within my personal knowledge, blah, blah, blah. I met Evan Rachel Wood in 2006, and we had a romantic relationship until approximately 2010. During that time, we were engaged to be married and carried on a loving and consensual relationship. Eventually, like many couples, we broke up. I never abused, assaulted, raped, or threatened Wood or her family, as she has since contended. See E.G. Wood Declaration 6. Okay. Her accusations against me of abuse, assault, rape, threats, and the like are unequivocally false. I understand that on or around February 1, 2021, Wood posted to Instagram that I was her abuser, and shortly thereafter, a number of other women simultaneously emerged with false public accusations against me of abuse, assault, rape, threats, trafficking, and the like. These women include Ashley Morgan Smithline, Ashley Walters, Jane Doe, and Esme Bianco. C. Kemp, whatever. To the extent I had relationships with these women, those relationships were consensual. I never abused, assaulted, raped, threatened, or trafficked any of these women as they contend. Their accusations against me of abuse, assault, rape, threats, and the like are unequivocally false. Wood and her one-time girlfriend, scissor sister Ilma Gore, have also accused me of abusing and or threatening to abuse children. See, that right there, if that was provable, he would have been arrested for that, just for threatening to abuse children. Just a threat, if that was provable, if it was true. So by now, there's so many things that he could have gotten arrested for already, if they were true. Police don't fuck around. They don't care. It's not like the police department in Los Angeles is like, oh, well, this is Marilyn Manson. I'm a huge Marilyn Manson fan. So you know what? I don't think I'm going to go with this case. No, I'm not going to do it. I love Marilyn Manson, so I'm not going to do it. Dude, it's not like that. If there was anything there that was provable, the police would have picked his ass up already. It's that simple. My film Groupie was not child pornography. It was a professional art horror film I created and wrote, and which was filmed by director Joseph Coltese. The actress Paula Weiss was over 21, and there was no sex in the film. Prior to filming, Weiss and I went through the film's concept, plot, and some high-level dialogue. When I screened Groupie for Wood in or about 2009, I told her the actress was Weiss, an ex-girlfriend. After watching the film, Wood told me she was very impressed with it. Oh my God. Her only criticism was that she, Wood, had not been able to star in the film. What the fuck? Compared to her actual story of what she talks about with Groupie, are you fucking kidding me? After watching the film, Wood told me she was very impressed with it. Her only criticism was that she had not been able to star in the film. What a fucking asshole, man. I can't even believe. You know what? I need to stop saying that. I need to stop saying I can't even believe, because I can totally believe that. I can totally believe that. Oh, damn it, dude. You see so many of these things, and then you put them to what her story is supposed to be, and you just look at her and you're like, really? Really, Evan? Oh, man. I understand that Wood and Gore continue to promulgate the falsehood that I am a child abuser and that Groupie is child pornography, as somehow lending credence to Wood's false accusations and enhancing their perceived influence with prospective accusers. For example, in the 90s, I was introduced to and became friendly with Catherine McGaffigan and her friends Jeanette Pollard and Allison Duffy. McGaffigan, Pollard, and Duffy appeared on my tour documentary Dead to the World and have been credited as cast of the film on the website IMDb. I understand from documents given to me by McGaffigan comprising conversations between her and Gore that in September 20, Gore attempted to recruit McGaffigan for a group of survivors of violence with similar experiences. If any of this shit was true, she would have never had to do that. Ever. And we're not talking about, well, oh, I'm on Marilyn Manson's side. No. We're talking about in general. In general. If anything was real, people would have came out and said it themselves. You wouldn't have had to go and find all these people and try to recruit them. It's that fucking simple, man. Oh, it's so ridiculous. Specifically, abuse suffered from other teenagers allegedly by me. In support of that proposition, Gore stated Groupie was not released because the girl was underage. The content horrifies people, and the FBI got involved. None of McGaffigan, Pollard, or Duffy appeared in Groupie, and I never abused or threatened to abuse McGaffigan, Pollard, or Duffy. I understand further that on March 3rd, 22, Gore posted to Twitter calling me a rapist pedophile, and on approximately March 15th, 22, Wood appeared on the Trevor Noah show, really, stating that there have been allegations and stories that have come out on the internet that involve minors, and you got to draw the line somewhere, and with children I have to draw the line there, and I don't believe that he will stop until he is stopped. What the fuck? That sounds so stupid. You make him sound like some kind of serial murderer or some shit. What a dick. Again, I am not a child abuser and have never abused or threatened to abuse my child, and I never would. I have suffered serious emotional distress as a result of Wood and Gore's conduct as alleged in my complaint. I am not a rapist or abuser, but many people now apparently think I am. The individual acts alleged in my complaint were not isolated events, but rather part of an intertwined and long-running conspiracy and a course of conduct to cast me publicly and falsely as a rapist and an abuser. This conduct included not only pressuring and causing women to emerge with coordinated false allegations of rape and abuse, but also other acts used to promulgate and amplify those public falsehoods. For nearly a decade or more, none of these women accused me of rape or abuse, and as no rape or abuse happened. I have been the target of a fake letter purportedly from a real FBI agent, whom I understand has told my counsel that she did not draft, sign, or authorize the letter, and had never investigated me, any matter related to me, or any matter related to Wood. In addition, I have been defamed, impersonated, hacked, and swatted by Wood and or Gore. After Wood's and in others, lies about me became public. The media firestorm was exacerbated when Gore falsely reported that there was an emergency in my home, causing low-flying police helicopters, spotlights, squad cars, and armed officers to be deployed to my home for hours on multiple occasions. I have never met or spoken to Gore. Her report of an emergency was false. Members of the press appeared to be some of the first on the scene, and this chaos was reported as somehow being connected with the false allegations against me. Photos of my house and address were published online and in newspapers, and paparazzi and media camped outside for weeks. My wife and I were forced to move out and sell our home. After being falsely portrayed as a rapist, abuser, and child pornographer, my career as a musician and recording artist has suffered, including because I have been unable to tour and was dropped by my record label and agency. My film and television career has suffered, including because I was pulled from 2 television shows, one of which was a recurring role. My art career has suffered, including because of the release of my book, and art shows have been indefinitely postponed, and my paintings have been devalued. I have received countless death threats online. I have been excluded from countless social and business gatherings, and I have constantly felt anxious, distraught, depressed, worried, frantic, sleepless, and fearful for my own and my wife's physical safety. What an asshole, man. God damn it. I declare under penalty. Okay, that's the end of that one. Man, I just want to read that last part again because it makes me feel so bad for him. You know, and the reason that it makes me feel bad is because they think that we don't go through these kind of things. They think that just because we're dudes, it's like, oh, I'm not going to feel any pressure. Or, oh, I'm not going to feel scared. I'm not going to feel upset. Dude, what the fuck? And just because he's Marilyn Manson and because he makes that crazy rock music, you think that he doesn't have feelings, or what the fuck? Like, what's your problem, dude? Honestly, I don't understand this notion. Like, yeah, dudes are tough. Yeah, we're tough. We've been taught to deal with our emotions, and that's what we've been taught since we were kids. Ever since I was a child, I remember if you feel bad, you can figure it out. Okay, you can fix it for you. You can figure it out. That's what they always told us. That's what they always told men. But they didn't tell girls that. Oh, well, run and tell someone. Run and tell someone what's going on. Dude, if we ran and tell someone, what are you, a fucking snitch or what, bro? Dude, come on. So look at what he's going through. I have received countless death threats online. I have been excluded from countless social and business gatherings, and I have constantly felt anxious, distraught, depressed, worried, frantic, sleepless, and fearful for my and my wife's physical safety. You're a horrible person, Evan, I swear. Now, let's go into the declaration of Evan Rachel Wood. Now, we have read this before, but I wanted to go over it again. I, Evan Rachel Wood, declare as follows. I am the respondent in the above entitled matter. I submit this declaration in support of the above entitled matter, and if called upon as a witness, I could and would testify competently to the following. I was in a previous relationship with petition. Oh, wait, this is the one for her. Child support. Okay. Never mind. Well, you know what? Let's read this anyway because I did want to talk about this. I talked about it when I did the video last time. So this isn't the declaration for Marilyn Manson. This is like of the child. This has to do with her child support, right? With the I gave birth to Jaxie. Yeah. Okay. So let's go into this because I was correct the last time we did the video, and I even thought I was wrong, and I was like, no, she didn't. Dude, she did. She used the fake FBI letter in this declaration in her child custody, excuse me. She used the fake FBI letter in the child custody case, man. She really did. And it's right here. To the number 8. To punctuate the seriousness of the situation, I was provided with correspondence from a representative of the Federal Violent Crimes Department. Dun dun. From the FBI. A true and correct, whatever. Please be advised that Miss Evan Rachel Wood is a key witness in connection with a criminal investigation in Los Angeles, California, involving an international and well-known public figure. The safety of Miss Wood, her family, and other victims and their families are of the utmost concern during this time. Contact for more information regarding the safety of victims of human and sex trafficking crimes. She used the fake letter in her child's custody case. I can't even believe that. I can't even fucking believe that, man. I mean, but then again, I say it again. I can't even believe that. Of course I can. Of course I can. It's such a fucking joke, man. I can't even believe this, that this is what we're supposed to be led to believe. This is the victim. This lady right here is the victim. Come on, man. That's total bullshit. That was good. So I guess that was my mistake about the declaration of Evan Rachel Wood. I did think, I know we had read it again, but, I do so many of these videos, everything just blends together. So that's going to be about it for today. So thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for staying with me this long. We will catch you next time.